Hello everyone. In today's session we are going to discuss arithmetic operators, and for us to start with, we can launch our server. We can go to the start, and then from the recent, the most used, I can click on XAMPP to open the control panel of XAMPP. Then I ensure that I have started the Apache and the MySQL this way, and then I can minimize this to my taskbar. And then from there I can double click on my browser here. I can use my favorite one, which is Chrome, and then to ensure that my server is working, I can test. Remember, you can test by lighting the localhost, then slash, and then enter, or just simply you use the IP address which is already here, that is 127.0.0.1, and there you can see it's completely working. So I can launch. So we are going to use this file. So it is the continuations of our practical 2, what we had in practical 2. So we can continue with it. So to open these, I just need to go to my C drive here, and then from the C drive XAMPP, then here htdocs, that is where we are using library. Then I have this, I write it and then right click and then edit it with word editor, and there, that is what we have. So in today's session we are going to discuss the what? In today's session we are going to discuss the operators, and these operators, some of them we had there, and so that we can distinguish them, we can comment everything here so that we can have our work today, which we are going to do here, that way. All that. And then the first one that we can have here, maybe we can give so remember, in these arithmetic, the first one that you're going to work is the addition, and in this case I can declare the variables. Maybe start with the $sign, and then here my variable is j, and these I can initialize it to maybe at 50, and then I can terminate it with a semicolon. And then also here I can have another variable here which you can call maybe c, and then this is equivalent to, I can initialize it to maybe 25, and then terminate. And then I can still have another special variable here which I can call al for the result, and then this variable, remember, we can have a special value of null because we are going to assign it different variables, different values, that way. And then in this, maybe we can say that our variable, this variable here, we can copy it and then we can paste it here. We can say this is equivalent to, maybe the first one, we can take this that variable there, and then we add it to maybe the second variable there, that way. And then maybe we can terminate it there with the semicolon, that way, and then maybe we can echo that variable, we can echo this variable, we see, we can give a space, and then here we can echo that, copy, and then we can give it the value there, that way. and then remember to terminate it with a semicolon. That way. So we know that if we add that, we are supposed to get around 75. We can save it, and then we can go to our browser and refresh here. Good, and there you have 75. So you can see this one, it's still appearing. So now let us try to copy again. We see we copy this, we copy it, and maybe we can give a space there, and then we can paste it there, and then let us give a comment to the first one so that we can see the difference. And then here I need to give a subtraction so that we can see. We know we are supposed to get 20 if we subtract the 2, and there you can see we have a 25 as the subtraction to that. So let us try to apply another arithmetic operator, and here we can give a space also again, and then we can paste again, and then let us give a comment on that. And this now we can give it a multiplication, so we can use the asterisk, then we can save it, and then we can try to refresh here. Good, and there you see now 25 multiplied by 50 gives us 1250. Still we can divide it. We see if we are going to get 2, so we can just divide the same. You can just divide that the same there, and then we can control V. Let us give the comment there so that we can see the difference. And then here I need to divide. To divide I can use that sign, and then we can save it, and then maybe we can, and there you see we get 2. That's correct. And the next that we can use is maybe the exponential, the modular. We see if it is going to work on this side, so we can just give the comment there, that way, and then we can give a space there and try to paste it there. And then here we need to give a modular. Remember, a modular will always give a reminder, so that way then we can just save it. So 25, 50 modular 25, this one should give us, I think, 0. Yeah, a 0, because there is no remainder, it can completely divide. But if, for example, we change this one to be either a number that is not divisible by that, we can change this one to maybe a number like 6. If we divide these two, I think 6 should give us a remainder of 2, because 48 completely divide 6, then remainder that. Let us save it. We see if it is going to give us that. And there you can see, because if you multiply 6 and 8, you get 48. So meaning that we have a remainder of 2 to get a 50. That's way. And then there is also another one, which is a power or exponential. And in this, let me see, I can just give a easy number here, which is maybe we can give this one to be either a 3, so that we can be able to see. And let us give the other one either a 2, that way. And then here we can give this one a comment. We can give this one a comment that way. And then let us give a space there, and then let us try to paste it there. And then here we can give the 2 exponentials asterisks, and then let us see the end result. Let us see the end result if we expand, and there you get a 9, because we know that 3 squared is 9. You can change to any number of your secret, like maybe 4. 4 squared is 16. So but this one we are going to solve them when it comes to math functions. we can give this to maybe 4 and then save. We are supposed to get around 16 like that. We can try to refresh, and there we have 16. So that's how we have the mathematics. Then we can also have another one that we are going to be much using, is known as the incremental or decremental operators. And in this case, maybe here, let me come here below there, I can declare another variable there. Let's just give below here. Let us come and declare a variable here. Maybe we can declare a variable like maybe which have g, and then in this g we can initialize it maybe to a value like 0, like 0, that way. And then out of these we can say that this variable that we have here, we can copy it, and then we can try to paste it there. And then this variable we can say maybe is equals to control v, maybe control v, that variable. And then that variable we can say maybe we are incrementing it by 1 plus 1, that way. And then we can terminate with that. And then let us try to echo the same variable. We see what we are going to get. You can control v, that way. So I'm expecting to have a number incremented by 1. Maybe v is our initial 0. And here you can see we have 1 here. So that can be at least somehow, so that you can be able to see it properly. Let us give a comment there, because I don't want to give. You can give a comment there, that way. And then let us also give another comment here, that way. And then let us try now to refresh. You see here this one was and there we have that one. You can see now we have 1 there. If for example we give this initial here to be maybe like 5, we expect to increment it and get if we give 5 there, here we expect to have a what? We expect to have a 6. If we try to refresh here, so you can see we have a 6. You can see there we have a 6. So, and remember also this one you can maybe improve with it by maybe having it to have maybe plus plus. That's just the same. And if we try to refresh here, if we replace that with that and then increment, we still have, you can see we have what? We have 5. It has echoed the one that was there. It has echoed the one that was there. So that is how we can do. Maybe if we want to increment by 2 to this, we can say plus maybe plus, and then we can give plus maybe e is equals to 5. Let's see the result here. If we try to output this, good, here we get the result is 10. That means we can be able to increment by that. The same case with the reduction to this. Maybe if this one was 10, or if it was maybe 15, and then we put a minus here. This one is the decremental, the opposite of incremental. Then we save it, and then we try to refresh here. So you can see we have 10 from the 15, meaning that it was decreased by that 15. It was decreased by that 15. The same case we can do a bit of math maybe from here. Maybe let us try to do some of the small maths with these. We do a bit of maths with these, and then here let us give a comment also here, so that we can give a train comment, and then maybe up to there, that way. And then here I want us to give another variable. Maybe we can call this variable to be maybe sum, I don't know, sum maybe is equals to, maybe we can give the any value. Maybe we can say it's 3 added to 4, then maybe minus 5, maybe multiplied by maybe 4 out of 4 divided by 5. Remember, we can be able to output these. We can be able to output these, and then we can give an exponential of maybe 4. We can be able to output that by the use of the operations or the BODMAS. Let us try to echo it out. We see the result. So you can have echo that way, and then we can give this variable and copy there, and then we can control V that way, and then we can terminate it there. Then we can save it, and then from there we can be able to refresh there. So there is an error that has happened in 5. Let's try to see in the train. Sorry, this one was not the underscore. Instead we are supposed to have a minus there, that way. Let's save it. Let's try to refresh now, and there you get the result as 6.968. So that's how we can do a bit of maths. And remember also, we can be able to include these as the functions for maybe different functions that we can have. Maybe we can give a comment there, maybe we can give a comment there, and also maybe another one there, another there, and then from there maybe we can be able to get some of the functions that we expect. Maybe we have some function like the pi, so we can just come and echo I don't know, echo, sorry, we can come and echo, and then we can echo that function. Maybe we have function that like the maybe we have said we have function like the pi that way, and then maybe we can terminate it with a semicolon here. Let's see if we save this and get the result, and there we can see we have the pi, which is 3.1415, all that. We have that being the our pi. We can also get the function of the maybe absolute. We are going to apply them in maths, so we can also echo some functions like maybe absolute like that, and then here we can give the value. Remember, this one will give a corresponding positive value. Maybe we have -5, and then we can save it. And then we can try to output here, and there you see it is a positive 5, because it will always give you a positive corresponding positive value. Still, we can get the function like that. We are going to have as a function of maybe the square root, maybe the function of the maybe the square root. We can give any number, maybe like 144 that, and then we can save it, and then we can try to output the value. Yeah, and there you see it returns us the value of 12, which we know as the square root of that. We can also give another function, maybe another function like maybe round. We can also give another function like round, where we can round off the numbers we can give another function like maybe round, and here we can give a number that is more than greater than 0.5. So the first number that we can round up is 0. Maybe 85, and then this one is supposed to be 1 positive. Let's see if it's true. If we round off that, yeah, there we get 1. Let us try to get a number that is less than 0.5. Here we can give it to be 4. Here we get it to be 3. I think this one should give us something to do with a 0. If we try to round off that, there we get, if we round off that, we get 0. And then maybe we can try to have a function like the power, maybe function like the power here. Can have the function like maybe power. We see how it works. Power, and then here inside we can give the two values. We can maybe give 3, then followed by 3 by 2. You know that 3 squared is 9. Then we can save it, and then we can try to give the value here, and there we get 9, and there we get 9. Remember, we have other functions like the maximum, or that we can also give the value like the maximum. So let us give the maximum, which is the max, that is the power for max, and then here we can give the value. We can also add another one, maybe we can give 4. We can also add all that. So let us see the maximum number between these 3 numbers here, and then it should return us that. And we have the maximum being 4. Still we can have the minimum. We can change this one to minimum. We see the value that will be returned as the minimum here, that way. And then we can try to have the mean. Of course, it should return a 2. Yeah, that's how you can work with the functions. And remember, there is also another one which is very good for gaming, which is the rand function for random numbers. And here you can give the range. Maybe, for example, you can give the range. Maybe you want the numbers between 0 and 0, and maybe 10 inclusive. So let us see the random number that can generate it between that, and then we can try to refresh. So here you can see the command defined function random, the main draw in. So out of that, we want to see which is the rand means the spelling. Let me see that now if it is going to work. And the random number that is generated is that the random number is 0, the random number is 6. If you reload, the random number will keep on generating the numbers randomly. It will keep on generating the numbers randomly the way you pronounce. There is also another one like maybe the flow. There is a function like the flow here. Function like the flow. It will give the list. Maybe, for example, if I add a number like maybe 4.91, the flow will be I think 4. If we try to load, yeah, it's round off to the lowest. If we want to get it rounded off to the nearest, we shall have the opposite of it here, which is the seal, that way. And then we can try to save it and round off. And remember, there are more This one, it's round off 8 to the next whole number. Remember, there are more functions that we can have in math. You can learn as many. So the more you learn many, the more you can be good at coding, depending on the clients or the algorithms that are needed in this. And that's bring us to the end of this session. I was your trainer, Maurice Monene. If you found this video of importance to you, please consider subscribing, like, and share. And I expect to meet you in tomorrow's class, when we shall be getting the difference or discussing the difference between a post and a get as a special variables in PHP. Thank you.